Hi, I am viewing the teacher evaluation system based on the Summit School District in Summit, New Jersey. It is important to begin with the mission and vision statement set forth by the Summit School District. It states that the Summit Board of Education operates with the commitment to excel and the expectation that each student will strive to excel beyond the New Jersey student learning standards, which set forth a minimal level of achievement for all students at all grade levels. The Summit Public Schools, in partnership with the community, will support and sustain an excellent system of learning that engages all students in compelling work, educates them to the highest intellect, creative, and individual potential, promotes pride in diversity, and results in responsible and productive citizens of highest integrity. It's also important to include the core values of the Summit School District as well as the Board of Education. This includes excellence, honesty and integrity, respect, responsibility, leadership and teamwork, listening, and communication. It's important to recognize that the Summit Education Association dictates in their contract that teachers shall be evaluated consistent with applicable state statute and regulations. This means that there's a system in place that have specific guidelines when evaluating teachers and defining those goals for the evaluation. To further develop the profession of educators and to increase student achievement, Summit Public Schools evaluates teachers based on TEACH-NJ. TEACH-NJ goals are to improve student achievement through the evaluation of teaching staff that provide specific feedback to educators, identify areas for growth, guide professional development, and inform personal decisions. The evaluation system is put into place to support and grow teachers as professionals. Achieve-NJ is a comprehensive guide to support the TEACH-NJ Act. There is annual adoption of evaluation rubrics by the Summit Board of Education. It's consistent with the NELP 1.2 for collaborative evaluation and revision. It focuses on the development, implementation, and evaluation of the current system directly regarding the student learning. It's important to recognize that these rubrics include 4 defined annual ratings: ineffective, partially effective, effective, and highly effective. That's important to know, and we will go into further detail about the 6 domains when discussing the Marshall method that the Summit Public Schools utilize in their evaluations. The district policy, as stated on the Summit Public School District website, states that Summit School District follows the annual evaluation of teacher requirements as per NJAC 6A 10-2.2a. This basically is an explanation of the duties of the District Board of Education, such as but not limited to establishing district evaluation advisory committees that annually adopt policies and procedures. They also reflect and review those policies, procedures, and make any necessary changes based on state changes. There is annual communication of the policies and procedures specifically to current staff members, and when new hires are employed by the district, there is communication of those policies and procedures. Additionally, there also is proper data collection and organization of student achievements. This is important to note because this is important when specifically determining student growth objectives that correlate specifically with the teacher's summative evaluations. Additionally, the district policy that is documented states that the district will follow the NJAC 6A 10-2.2b when implementing evaluation rubrics for all teachers. This means that they ensure that training procedures are followed with a predetermined evaluation rubric that is board approved. They provide training on how to use the rubric for supervisors, as well as annual updates and refreshers for those new hires or anybody who does need it. There is annually required supervisors to conduct evaluations of the teachers. There is a multitude of components of the teacher's evaluation rubric. As per Summit District policy, this teaching evaluation rubric applies to anyone in a teacher position that holds a valid certificate. The evaluation rubrics include measures of student achievement and teacher practice. Summative ratings include student achievement scores, median student growth percentile, and/or SGOs, which are student growth objectives. The Summit School District, as per their core values that we talked about earlier in the slide, it's important to note that we do hold high expectations of our students as well as our educators, and we want to continue to create goals that correlate with those high expectations. It's important to note also that student achievement scores can take up to 30 to 50% of the teacher's evaluation rubric. The measures of student achievement need to be based on data which guides the measurements of the student learning. SGOs need to be specific and measurable. It uses data that is relevant and available for continuous improvement, and it aligns with the New Jersey Student Learning Standards. To continuously revise policy and regulations, data is necessary to make decisions that will affect the entire district. So the use of the data and the organization of that data is imperative. These teacher evaluations, as per state requirements, set forth a foundation for districts to follow in their teaching evaluation policies and procedures. It's important to note that this is just a foundation, as I'll go into further detail in the next slide. That Summit School District does things a little bit differently. It does exceed the requirements. So the key concepts of the teacher evaluations for the state requirements start out as referencing that post-conference meetings are no later than 15 business days after the evaluation. This sets forth a timeline that supervisors can discuss with the teachers about the observations. During that post-conference, there is a review of data that is observed. As well, it's important to note that tenured teachers can also utilize electronic forms of communication as a post-conference for one of the evaluations. For non-tenured teachers, it needs to be an in-person post-conference. Pre-conferences are not required, but it does need to occur between that 1 to 7 days of the actual observation. So just similar to the post-conference, there is a time frame on when that pre-conference can happen. There is required one announced observation and one unannounced observation. They need to be 20 minutes in length, and there is a set number of evaluations that do need to happen during the course of the school year. For non-tenured teachers, it's a minimum of 3 times a school year, and for tenured teachers, it's 2 times a school year. As previously stated earlier in the slides, the Summit District does use the Marshall method for teacher evaluations. This breaks it down into 6 domains: planning and preparation for learning, classroom management, delivery of instruction, monitoring, assessment, and following up, family and community outreach, and professional responsibilities. Those domains can be rated on a level of non-effective, partially effective, effective, and highly effective. Those are the 4 levels of performance per domain. Those specifically in the Summit School District are utilized on the summative evaluation at the end of the year, not during the course of the school year for every single evaluation. This is a continued slide of the previously discussed slide. In the Summit School District, T-Evaluation is a digital platform that is designed for a comprehensive evaluation system. This digital platform is where the evaluation gets logged into, as well as accepting the evaluation that is put in by the supervisor. We follow the coaching model of the Marshall method. Evaluation serves as a summative and formulative function. The summative function is the assessment and the final evaluation of the educators, and the formulative function is an ongoing evaluation that happens continuously throughout the learning process throughout the entire course of the school year. Summit School District requires 4 evaluations for tenured staff and 6 for non-tenured staff. The state has set forth the evaluation, and I feel like that the Summit District goes above to set high expectations for the teachers as well as the students, and this is one way that shows the high expectations of the educators. The scoring is only on the summative evaluation at the end of the year. We do not require pre-conferences, and there is no formal rubric that is used during the course of the classroom observation. It is more just a narrative that is taking notes throughout the course of that observation, which then is discussed in the post-conference. There is a mix of scheduled evaluations and impromptu evaluations. The goal during those evaluations is to look for the impact of student learning as well as student-directed learning. The post-conference occurs with a discussion, and then the evaluation is documented in T-Eval, a cumulative evaluation of pre-conference, observation, and post-conference. It's basically a recap of the discussions that are had during the course of those 3 time periods. There is many goals of evaluations of the teaching staff. I feel like the main goal is to improve student learning and to foster opportunities for consistent professional growth through reflective practice and evaluation. The district does provide educational opportunities for professional learning throughout the entire course of the school year, as well as opportunities to professionally learn outside of school. Professional development shall have as its primary focus the improvement of the teachers' and school leaders' effectiveness in assisting all students to meet or exceed the Common Core standards. In conclusion, this evaluation process at the Summit School District is a multifaceted approach that combines pre-conference preparation, in-class observation, and post-conference feedback to foster professional growth and enhance the quality of education that our students receive. We want to prioritize teacher development over a rigid evaluation scoring system, which is shown in the coaching model. And the ultimate goal is to create an effective learning environment that our students can succeed.